distinction. This past year, we had a little over 113,000, not only soldiers, but other soldiers, airmen, other government agencies train at Fort Indiantown Gap, and that equates to 765,000 man days, which equates to about, basically that's calculated by every day that one of those individuals trains there, so it's about a week. Each of those 113,000 people had been at the Gap. So those numbers are substantially less than pre-COVID. However, we have done a lot to mitigate any the spread of COVID at the Gap, and we've increased our numbers substantially. So we're very proud of that, and it looks like this coming year we're going to even exceed those numbers again. So, at the Gap, we have Muir Army Airfield, which we, in coordination with Eastern Army Aviation Training Site, they are the second busiest heliport in the United States, not just military, but overall. And that first is Fort Rucker, Alabama, where they do all the military or the Army training for the Army. So they have annually about 1,500 students there, and they continue, and not just from the United States. There's a lot of foreign students that train there as well. Live fire exercises, which always kind of a people like to know thing because of the noise from the artillery at the Gap. We have concluded for the month of December. We had some artillery firing on the 3rd and 4th, and we don't expect any, or none is scheduled until about the middle of January. So anytime there is potential for noise from that, our public affairs officer puts public notice out on social media to let everybody know. And since the leaves are off the trees now, there's potential for it to be a little louder, but you know, we're very cognizant of how that impacts the local people. So DMVA at the Gap, we just wrapped up our there's a prescribed burn on the 14th of December, and that's basically to mitigate any fire hazards for throughout the post. They do that normally not this late into the year, but since the weather has cooperated, they have done that. So yeah, again, they post that on social media when they're going to do that, because people see a lot of smoke up that way, but in the long run, it's a good thing. It does burn all the tinder and everything that could possibly cause more problems. So.
And supports the butterflies.
Yes, yes it does. Yes. Currently we're in a holiday slowdown. This is kind of our slow period of time with not very much training going on, and after January that will pick back up and get into our busy season toward the late spring and summer. Another item of interest that a lot of people, it's been in the work planning stages for several years now, I think up to 4 years, for the construction of the access control points or gates on either end of Fisher Avenue going into post. The west access control point, just the contract was finalized, and the construction company actually started setting up to initiate construction on that gate. That is on Route 934 going on Fisher Avenue going by Funk's. That was the first gate. The other gate, which will be down on the other side of post going toward Lickdale, that's still on the planning stages. So there will be PennDOT approved temporary detours around that area at certain times, and again, notification will be put out by the Public Affairs Office to let people know, so that people they'll be aware of the detours going around there. And there will be some hiccups, no doubt, but once we get everything set up, it should go smoothly. Also, we have started construction on a new police station at the Gap. which has been several years in the working. Again, they've occupied a very small World War II era building, and they have a new facility coming online, and that's directly across the airfield. As you come on the post, if you're familiar, there used to be right near the headquarters, there used to be a C-130 station there. They've moved that, and so they're constructing that. And in the future, they're looking at also building a fire station there, but that's a ways down the road as well. So, also construction, another thing that's actually nearing, I wouldn't say completion, but they're moving very quickly, is the Youth Challenge Academy that is coming to the Gap there. So that is going to be in Area 7, and that has the potential to really help youth in the area in the future once it's completed and gets started there. So, and that is pretty much the update right now. Again, this is our kind of our slow period, so we don't have a lot of training information. But again, we appreciate the time to speak here, and again for the county support and everything that we do up there.
We too appreciate the presence of the Gap in our county.